Okay, we just started. We just have somebody joining by phone. If you want to let me know first name on the phone, I'll change your name here.
This is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, great. And as per our practice here, we start with process pop-up with 10 minutes of meditation. Oops, let me get Estelle. Everybody's just coming on in here. Let me get Estelle in here, and then I'll say it again. Okay. Just let our audio connect. Okay. Welcome, Estelle. Hi. We're just about to slip into meditation, so I'm just going to set the scene and let me change your name here. Okay, so with that, see on the other side. So we're just going to collectively sit with stillness wherever we are in the world. Just a wonderful opportunity to just get into the now, no matter what the now holds. We may do some inquiry later today, and that's what the inquiry often is as well, right? Is meeting what's here. So, and if the mind and intellect or whatever does its thing while you're sitting there with meditation, right? Just give it a little kiss and then just kind of come back to your breath. And it's okay, whatever happens during meditation. Okay, see you in 10 minutes. Okay, welcome, welcome. Coming back from meditation. From stillness, thank you. Such a luxury to be able to do that around the world where we're planted. And welcome, Terry. I see you just dropped in here. Welcome, welcome. I'll set the scene a little bit. So we started with 10 minutes of meditation. Now we segue into report. So anybody who's been here before, or those of you who it's your first time, if you have watched any of the previous recordings, we're up to the 30 mark. So I think it's like 34 or something of these started since the pandemic kind of swept into North America. We continue to be in the now each time that we gather. So here we are, June 7th. And so any reports, anybody who wants to share with previous processing, if anything is unfolded that you'd like to let folks know about, that's certainly an option to start with. And then we're just meeting what's arising. So secondly, anything that's arising that you're bringing to process Popup to work with. I have a whole suite of visual tools plus blank digital paper to work from, so we can meet whatever it is that's arising, wherever it is on the emotional scale. So with that, it's spontaneous every time, so I never know what's going to happen either. So we'll just see what unfolds here. Any reports and anything that's rising?
Hey, Christina, it's Estelle. I'll jump in.
Hi, Estelle. Did you want it? You don't have to, but you're not on video now. Do you know that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
If that's okay. Okay.
Totally fine. Sometimes people forget to turn it back on. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure I have anything to report. I'm in a funky space. I've had like this funk energy going on the last couple days. And part of it is what I call anticipatory grieving. So as you know, I can retire. The dates are falling quickly. So I can actually retire in October. I likely will not go this year, but I just had a conglomeration of worry and fear, like, and I don't know if it's sabotage, because I've made a commitment this year that I've got to see if this business is going to work and what my work in the world is going to work, or it needs to be a hobby and I need to stay at my job and just do it as a hobby. But
okay.
If it's going to be,
I'm gonna stop you. I got enough. I got a sense of it.
Good.
And,
okay, thank you.
And I can put it on the agenda, and it may be inquiry at least to start. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, hon. Yeah, great. Anybody else reports or anything that's arising? And then just like what happened there with Estelle, I get a sense of things and I'll build the agenda accordingly. Lisa, I think you unmuted yourself.
Hi, this is Lisa. Yeah. I'm on a phone in a little park, just making do. And I'm at a time in my life where I've just been at the receiving end for a long time, and just kind of sleeping and healing and taking care and raising a puppy. And it's getting exciting about like stepping out of all the old story and being the victim and just getting on with something meaningful. And so I'm taking actions that I can and holding still where I don't have direction. And so it's just exciting. I'm going to be taking a little road trip next week up to Oregon. I'm actually considering leaving the town that I've lived in for the last 6 years.
Wow.
There's just something moving, and there's also this really deep desire to just live with life and respond and be with it, rather than working so hard to working so hard. So there's something about acceptance and just this knowledge inside me that there's just such resources, and it doesn't have to be so hard to access them and serve.
Ooh, I think you cut out.
Oh, I'm done. Did you get that, or did I?
No, you did. I just didn't get the abrupt end, but good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that's a great for those who are aware, Lisa's been here quite a bit, and that's helpful for me to hear the report. So, and then others who are aware, that'll likely be helpful for them to understand what's unfolding for you. Cool. Nice that you're calling in from our park too.
Yeah.
Yay, anchoring us there. Sweet. Thanks, hon.
There we go. Am I okay?
You are. Yeah. Hi, Carrie. Yeah.
I haven't been here for a while, and I saw it this morning. I thought I need to get on there. And well, there's a couple of things I want to mention. Is that quite a few years ago, I did the Shift It with Christina. It was the best thing I ever did. So thank you for that.
Awesome.
But yeah, and as Christina knows, I worked with the VSA for many years, and it's changed completely over there. As you probably don't know, but you did a lot of work with us. That was great. Way back with Ken, and Ken's retired long ago, but it's taken a bunch of different changes. So a year ago, I got certified as a master business coach with FIA, Fowler International. I don't know if anyone knows of Barry Fowler. He created all the Sylvan Learning Centers around the world.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wonderful man. Great. So my shift it has been to get into coaching, and it's been great. This COVID year hasn't been particularly great for all that, because lots of people have different ideas and stances on how they get together and things. But it's been interesting. So the thoughts and this time drove us into these situations where we're having Zoom meetings. I live up at Shawnigan Lake. We've got a part of what's called the Shawnigan Basin Society. Our concern is the local environment around here. So we do a lot of Zoom meetings and some in-person stuff as well. But it's been a change for us in this kind of world. But especially if you're an in-person kind of person.
Yeah, it's a huge change. Yeah.
Yeah, big. And I used to go to our office over there in Vancouver to teach the classes in person, and it was a hug fest. It was my little work team. But nowadays, people are getting all really worried about all kinds of things. So it's interesting. And I got a shot. One of my daughters is a teacher, and one is a nurse practitioner in Duncan. And she said, "Dad, you need to get your shot." So I did. I got signed up. I got it a week ago, and I'm waiting for the second one. And so I'm pleased about that. But yeah, so I thought I've got to drop in here and throw some kudos out there to the amazing Christina. And
Thanks, Terry.
and yeah, and go for it. So thank you very much. And now I'll listen.
Great. We'll see what unfolds. Nice to have you here in the mix. And yes, it's Zoom, but yeah, there are some connection we can do. It's tough with the isolation and the non-physical. Yeah.
Well, Zoom is pretty amazing when you think about what it can do, because we see each other and you can hear each other and talk, and often it's fun to see the backgrounds of everybody's places, like what's that, what's this, what's that. So okay, I'll stop and I'll let someone else take over.
Okay, thanks. I was just yesterday, I did a constellation. It's another modality I'm involved in, family or systemic constellation. And that field, like everything, I was already doing them online. I was already online before all this stuff happened. So, but just like the working visually field, the constellation field has been adapting, right? And a lot of them have happily been surprised about how well one can do constellations, let alone other modalities online. I do a lot of them here in the process Popup. But then and I'm in that group too, there are people who are just really jonesing to be able to do it. So there was a lot of in person. So there was a lot of conversation about pros and cons and differences and all this stuff about in person and online. So just coming off of that conversation yesterday, and I had a nice balance going. So I missed the balance. I liked having both. Yeah. Okay, anybody else? Not necessary. You don't have to do a report, aka check-in, or if there's anything else that's arising, let me know. But I've got a sense of starting at least with what Estelle has brought forward with the feeling funky.
I guess I'll just say hi, Christina, because it's been a while since I've said hello to you. Like Terry, I see these pop into my email and sort of try to set aside time, and then work comes up or whatever, and or the mood doesn't strike me. Anyway, so today I said I'll get on as well, and I also want to echo Estelle's the word funky. I'm sort of feeling a bit funky physically today because I had my second shot yesterday, because I work at the COVID clinics occasionally here where I'm from in Kingston. So they had some leftover doses. So I was given the opportunity to get my second dose. So I'm physically feeling a bit funky, but even before that, I think like many of us probably just kind of feeling funky from the process that we're all in because of COVID, and as we start to see the light and a little bit more talk of returning to a new normal and what that looks like. So just no words, no pictures, no nothing around it. I'm just starting to feel, what's going to happen. What's the new normal going to look like? So.
Yeah, all the uncertainty and unknown. Yeah, and longing and desires. Yeah. Thank you, Karen. Nice to have you here. Hello, right back.
Thanks.
Hey, Christina, it's Denise.
I'll get Denise and then I'll get Jill. Yeah.
Sorry. I had a question. I didn't know if I'd make it today. In fact, I walked in the second this started, and this morning didn't go well at work. We were doing payroll, and most people really like their paycheck to be correct. That's what I understand. So I'm sort of highly charged with that and other stuff. Didn't know if maybe I shouldn't have that energy here or not.
No, you're welcome to be here.
Okay. But other than that, I'm not totally going to participate. Just wondered if I would transfer some not so wonderful stuff. So,
well, let's just meet. We'll take a moment to just meet highly charged. Hello, highly charged.
Hello, highly charged.
You are welcome here. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thanks.
Yeah. It's all welcome. So, and then just, self-monitor, right? As we go along. If it's not right for you, then just sign off. I always prefer if people will do a little sign off in chat, right? That you're leaving, just so I know you're okay. Because depending on what comes up, I don't feel it here today, but sometimes we have intense stuff, and sometimes people do go away highly charged. And being a process person, I like to just kind of follow up to do what I need to do if need be. Okay. Jill.
Hi, everybody. My name's Jill. Pronouns she, her. I'm in Campbell River, BC, Canada. And I'm a student in Christina's shifted school, and I'm studying to become a visual coach. I'm also a visual artist and a graphic recorder, and I've been moving through a significant shift over the past couple of years, even before COVID started, just figuring out my career path and doing the deeper healing work of releasing, whatever's sort of getting in my way of actually bringing my gifts into the world. And I just came off a really powerful 3-day immersion with Master Kip, which was about learning about trauma, learning how to transform it, learning the relationship between trauma and purpose, which was really exciting. And so I got a lot out of that. And I also started to try some different techniques that I know Christina's talked about in her work, but I haven't actually tried, like parts work, which I found incredibly helpful. So I was able to establish a goal and a timeline for a specific thing that is very purpose driven, and it's been quite a challenge to realize it, and which is starting a creative business that brings together both art and creative process, and working with others, but also creating work that is for people. And yeah, that's where I am now. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Okay, it's emergent process, so I'm just going to go with Estelle and go with funky. And when I'm working with someone, probably we're going to do inquiry, and you'll see as we go along. I know some of you have been watching the recordings. There's a lot of inquiry that happens in the recordings. And just what I did very briefly there with Denise, somewhat jokingly, but also seriously, was, hello, highly charged, you are welcome here. So there'll be a lot of welcoming, right? So we'll start with welcoming funky, which will probably be helpful for all of us and on behalf of the human race. There's a lot of funky going on. And through the form of Estelle, we'll see what unfolds with her particular brand of funky. And what may happen, I have a sense here because I'm hearing it in the check-ins. What may happen is piggybacking. So sometimes there's themes that happen up in these little satsangs of ours. And so a theme gets opened up. And so as you're holding space and being present and being with whatever's happening as I'm working with Denise, there may be your own inner process, right? Parallel process that's happening as we're going along. When I complete with Estelle, then we'll just see, I think I said Denise, I meant Estelle. When I complete with Estelle, we'll just see what's present and then we'll just pick it up from there. So we'll see if we have a theme with funky or whatever the heck happens here. Seems kind of appropriate. June 7th, let's do funky. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. There's my sketchbook. Okay. And as you know, I just take humble, simple little notes as we go along here because it helps with the processing. For me, anyway, to keep track of things. So Estelle may have shifted on. It may have shifted on you, but let's see if funky is still there.
Yes, not as bad, but it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's just go in, and I'm just going to write down funky. And I'm going to throw out, different words and suggestions and things, right? And you're just turning it. You're applying. You're offering it inside, right? You're just kind of tossing in those phrases. Even when I say it, it might encounter your system, right? And you'll just see what happens in your nervous system. And then it's reports. You'll just be letting me know. And often what happens when we meet anything and we're with it for a bit, then it moves to something else. And there's layers to this, right? Layers or movements is one way of thinking of it. So we'll just see. So wherever the heck funky is in your system, it might be inside of you, or you might feel it outside of you, or maybe both and whatever it is. We're just gonna, the kind of magic word is, hello, funky. You're welcome here. It's here. So you might as well meet it instead of resisting it and aversion and all that kind of stuff. So, and it's not always easy, right? Human beings, we do all sorts of interesting things to avoid funky and things along those lines. So it's kind of a shift to actually, oh, hello, funky. You're welcome here. So just see what happens as you kind of come into connection with it. And you're just, instead of running away or avoiding or doing whatever, you're just being present with it. Just see what happens as you do that. And it's okay, whatever happens, negative or positive, quote unquote. There's probably an aversion, so just agree with it. You're right. You're right. We don't like it. Most human beings don't like funky very much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So just agree with the not liking of it.
Okay. Yep. I'm agreeing. I guess I'm going to say it's okay to not like it because it was feeling like it wasn't okay.
Yeah. 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 Because I started with welcome and then that wasn't the right thing. And then I could feel like, oh no, that's not going anywhere. So then you go into disagreeing, with the aversion, the dislike, the whatever, and so to parts, Jill's brought the word parts in, right? So part of your consciousness is agreeing with other parts. You're right. You're right. We don't like it. We don't like this funky stuff. So just agree with that. You're right. We don't like it. No, thank you.
Yep.
There's an authentic no in there. No, thanks. We don't like it. And just see what happens.
And it's really gray here, Christina. So it's like, it feels like a fog.
Okay.
Like,
yeah. So let's go
heavy gray. Like, I just want to, go hide somewhere.
Yep.
I just want to disappear.
Understandable. So with that comes hide and disappear. So just it's here. So it went from funky and then this gray kind of foggy cloud stuff emerges. So just agree. You're right. We don't like it. And there's this pull to hide and disappear. And probably you don't like that too, because it's a little different from your usual.
Yeah. Yep.
You're a very extroverted, bubbly, a happy kind of person. So this is not your usual. And this hide and disappear thing is not your usual. So don't make it, and you're not making any of it wrong. In fact, you're just agreeing with the discomfort or the dislike of it.
Yep. Yeah, because there's a part of me that is like, you need to get going. You need to get moving. And there's a part of me that's like, I don't want to. Okay. I just want to be gray and hide.
Yeah. So let's get the part that's going, get moving.
Oh, God.
Right. And it's usually intellect. I just draw this another kind of little cloud like mind. Right. So,
yep.
And the mind, and it's the doer because it is kind of
like the cheerleader,
Yeah.
The cheerleader that's saying, yes, we've got to do this and we can do it and you can do it and we have to and and have to shoulds and start now and you got to get going. And
okay, good.
Like, oh God, shut up. Go on vacation. You need a vacation. But there's a part of me that likes that part of me because that part of me gets things done.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. So there's a negative and positive, right? So you're going to meet both of it. You're going to meet that aversion, the, oh, shut up. And then, gets things done. I like that.
Yeah.
So this is a polarity, right? So we're just meeting the polarity of these two.
Yeah. The other part's like, could we just read a book and go, relax and do nothing and whatever.
Yeah. So wants to read book, wants to relax, wants to do nothing. So just agree with it. You're right. You're right. We like that. Yes, please.
And I tell you what, Christina, it relates to this retirement thing because there's a bunch of us that started at the same time and there's a bunch of people retiring here. And so there's a part of me that's like, this is like, could you just like not do anything during retirement? It wants to be the
just retire. Yeah.
Yes. Like, why are you going to retire and then ramping up? Is this, so there's like this fight going on. Like, do we want to do that? What do we want to do here? Do we, do we want to do part ramp up and part not or what, So there's all of that going on. Because I'm talking to people that are like, yeah, I'm going to my lake house and we're going to boat. And I'm like, whoa, like, why am I not thinking about a retirement like that? Yeah, I'm thinking about, gearing up a movement. thinking, man, that sounds like exhausting.
Good. Just agree with it all. So wise, so right. Yeah. Hello, retirement. Hello, the other examples of retirement. That's appealing. And then this thing about this movement, because I know you've come and I know what your work is, and it's very powerful work, right? And it truly is a movement, and the response to your TED Talk, right? So there definitely is need there, but understandably that when most people are retiring, that idea of gearing up for a movement, what do you know? There's going to be a little bit of reaction to that. I don't even want to call it resistance. It seems kind of normal, not, okay.
Because the thought was, what are you really going to like? How long are you going to do this for? Because are you ever going to retire? And you've been working since you were 12, and for God's sakes, you've been working for whatever, how many years that is. So
it's concerned. It's got a little worry there.
Yeah, because I guess, and the other thing, Christina, is like, you don't have like 50 years left. So, where are we putting our energy? Where am I putting my energy? I'm thinking like, maybe I just want to play and have fun. And maybe I can do that too. But, there's just, and I think right now it's heavy because I am still working and trying to build a movement. So it's like, I'm tired. So I don't want it to be that. So I don't even know what it will be. So there's just part of me that's like,
okay, so your really mind has appeared, right? It's already been here, but it's here even more. I thought it was mind doer, but then you went to cheerleader, which is kind of part of that. But we're just let's get mind here, because that's mind trying to figure it all out.
Oh my God, that's my thing. That's my place of safety. If I can figure it out, I can be good. Yeah.
Okay, good. So now you just got that. So just deep bows to that, because you don't want to make it wrong, because it's huge service. The mind has a huge heart, right? And and that safety, that coping mechanism, that control, it served you well.
Yep.
Talk about Denise is talking about accounting. You're in that realm and everything too, right? So so that those abilities, they did keep you safe, and the coping mechanism did its job. However, it can get a little overboard, right? That bureaucrat up in the office has just a certain way, the office being up here in the head, right? It has a way of being, and what's going, it's actually doing as opposed to being, right?
Yeah.
And trying to figure all this stuff out. And so you just want to, you already did it, but just, that's what's going on. This is my safety thing. This is my coping thing. And lots of love to it. And just thank it. Give it flowers. And talk about retirement. It might be time for this actually to retire a little bit.
Yeah. Totally. Yes.
And so just see how it responds to that. And we want to do a little reminder like, psst, your consciousness. We thank you for everything that you've done here, right? You are thanking what is done in your life. And see how it responds to the idea of not having to do that so much. It may hold on and not want to. It may have its fears, or it may be like, oh, that's an interesting idea. How does it respond?
The first thought was, then what am I going to do?
Yeah. Good. So
which is a very typical retirement question, but I don't have that question like personally, because I'm like, I have all these things to do. But this part, if I ask it to retire, says, then what am I going to do?
Yeah. So fair enough question, right? So again, compassion.
And who's going to keep you safe?
Right. That's, yes, good. So just thank it, and thank it for its questions. Very, very good questions, because it's been keeping you safe. And this is the only way it knows how to be. And just see what happens as you meet it with, compassion and curiosity and love, right? And maybe even a little, people who have their stick up their butt.
Mhm.
And if you can get there where it's just kind of like, ah, just being really sweet with it, because you can see it gets itself all twisted in knots, right? That kind of personality.
Mhm.
And just the heart, just being compassionate and understanding that it's just doing its darn best, and it doesn't know any other way. And it's got a little lost because consciousness gets into these things, right? And so, and it served you well. It's done this thing for a long time, but it still hasn't recognized that it's actually consciousness. Just see if it might, as it's listening to me and us, if it might want to stretch a little bit, because it's got a little tight in there, right? There's a little do and a little kind of over scanning and all that kind of stuff, which can be exhausting.
Yeah.
And as we go, hey, your consciousness, you don't have to stay on the rabbit wheel or hamster wheel or whatever the saying is. You could actually step off of it. You could actually stretch out. You could go find a hammock.
That sounds really good. Because the first thing that came up was new job, please. But as you're talking now, the image I have is it like sort of like floating, like, oh,
good.
Sort of just like be like clouds and come in when is
Wow.
necessary and go out when is not. And
yes, please. You're right. So say to it, you're right. Yes, I could float.
Yes.
I could come in and out. And I could be out there floating and relaxing. And then when I'm needed, when something is needed to use the intellectual, I can just kind of come in, or the doing, and I can accomplish it. I don't have to be there all the time.
Right. Monitoring and weighing and thinking and
right.
Yeah, I love the idea of it being a floating cloud. I just love that.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah. And so as you wish, right? So it's consciousness. So it's like, of course you can have that. What a great idea. Of course you can float. You don't have to do it the way you've been doing it all the way up. You now get to shift here. So you get to float. What a great idea. Yes, please. Yes, please. And so giving it permission to kind of float. See how that feels. Anything you notice. Now what happens?
Just the thought of, will you make sure you call on me?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah. Don't forget about me.
Yeah.
So just reassure it. There's going to be plenty of places where intellect and doing comes in handy. But it doesn't have to be there fully present on hyper alert. I have in the art center that I'm in next door is a training center for all the police and the firefighters and emergency response. And they're always in the fields running their drills. They were there all weekend, right? Kind of at the ready. So it's kind of great, but it's like, okay, go rest up.
Yeah.
You're not quite needed right now. So glad you're practicing, glad you're keeping your skills up. But they lay low until they're if and when they're needed. So same thing here. So just see how you respond. Don't forget about me. Just reassuring it. I won't. There's a place for you.
Yep. You are on the team.
Yes. Excellent. How does it respond?
Really good. Like, okay. Because being included is important. So being part of the team is like, yes. Okay,
good. Yes, you're included. Yes, you're part of the team. Very valued part of the team. Because a good team, as those of us know, many of us work with teams, right? You need a blend of personalities and a blend of aptitudes and opposites. It's really helpful not to have all the same kind of people on a team.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you're included, you're part of the team. Yes, please. And you can float and relax and stretch out. And then when you're needed, we'll call you. think you might be there to just see if there's anything else?
Yeah, it's good. Just sense of relief, like, oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yep.
every part of me doesn't have to be on alert at all times. Is the
Yes.
you know,
yes.
is the awareness, like, oh, you mean I don't have to bring all of me to everything all the time right now?
Exactly. No.
And that's what I've kind of been calling it the last couple of weeks, is like everything all the time right now just keeps showing up.
Let me get at the word everything all the time right now.
Right now.
And now you're just saying, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Not, no, thank you. Not necessary. In fact, detrimental.
Yeah.
Because if those men and women were out there on ready alert
Oh my
all the
God.
time, they would not be ready when we needed them. They'd be all burned
Right.
out and exhausted, right?
On call.
Ah, excellent. Yes, please.
Everything all the time right now goes to on
On
call.
call. Yes, please. Good idea. We like that. And so to all those other aspects too, same thing to them. Hey, stretch your consciousness too. Stretch out, relax, take a break. What's their pleasure? It'll know if it wants to stretch out or lie down, rest. We'll call you too. You're all on the
Yep.
team. You're all on the team. Not necessary to have you all at the ready. We got all these gadgets now. We can like text you, we can phone you, we can Zoom you. Yeah.
In some strange way, Christina, it's given me, some permission to, like, you need a day off.
Yes,
Just,
please.
it's like, what? It just, I wasn't even thinking in that before. Like, I got to just do more. No, you just need a day off.
Mm-hmm.
Just take a day off.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a day. You can have a day.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please. It's allowed. Day off. Good idea. Yes, please. We like that. All of you can take the day off. See that? I can feel my own system just going, ah.
Yeah, exactly. All that tension just went away. Oh.
Yeah, please. Just drop it.
And literally the sun came out here.
Awesome.
I just looked out the window. I'm like, oh, there's the sun.
Yes, please. Sun came out. Good idea. We like it. Thank you, nature, for cooperating.
Yes.
From the gray to the sunny. Well done. See how powerful you are? You changed the flipping weather.
Oh, that feels good.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's put that. Feels good. Okay, hon, that was lovely.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'm doing it on behalf of all of us. So yay, settling it. Settling the nervous system. Okay, I'm going to give this a quick save. You can use the chat if there's anything that you want to say directly to Estelle. So any thanks, any ahas. I just got to find my mouse has disappeared on me, which happens sometimes. Come on, mouse. Where are you? Oh, there it is. Good. Okay, and now we just kind of return back and see what's here now. And we may have a piggyback, which means what Estelle just brought to the table may have been dovetailing and interacting with others here. So let's just see now what happens. As we thank Estelle for that process bit there. And probably, I know my nervous system is nice and settled from that. So see what might happen with your own. And now what's here? Now what's present? Let's just see what pops from here. Terry, I see you unmuted. Did you want to get in on this or no?
Oh, well, I was just typing a note, but
Mhm.
yeah, I am unmuted. I thought maybe I should have, but I left it unmuted anyway. So Estelle, what I was typing was a couple of years ago. I was my high school valedictorian. I did this talk at a reunion we had together, and I talked about retirement and well, a whole bunch of things, but retirement was an opportunity to do all that stuff that you didn't do before. It was just it was like get stuff done, everything that was on your bucket list, do, spend more time with your kids and your grandkids and anybody that's on that list. So it's an opportunity to do things. The comment about being in a funk, and I thought, well, that's an opportunity too. Sometimes you're in a funky mood and it's like, wow, like what is this emotion I've got going on here? And I need to then maybe dive into it and think, why am I in a funk and what am I going to do to get out of it? And I think for me, I discover that there's things that I do to get out of a funk. I jump on the lake and go for a swim, or I go for a walk in nature, and suddenly all kinds of stuff happens in your head and you just get the lights turn on. So it's fun. This includes some bad words, but everybody in the group like this. It's go back in time and all the things that you fucked up in life. Now you've got an opportunity to unfuck those things and make them right and fix stuff. Like that friend you hurt with you said something dumb. You can phone them and say, you know what, that was really stupid. Or the things that you did. It's an opportunity, I guess, is what I'm saying, is being retired and yeah, I guess that's what I wanted to say. I hope you didn't mind the bad word there.
Doesn't bother me in the slightest. Yeah.
Yeah, but the people thought it was great, unfuck your fuck ups. But it's retirement can be an opportunity to suddenly get the list out and get on it and have some fun and explore. Then your picture just shows a glowing, happy woman that's going to go out there and have fun. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks, Tara. For you, I would invite you that consciousness will, there's something going on and each of us connect in their own different way with it, right? So my interpretation of that share too is that your consciousness, as we're getting into this retirement kind of stuff, right? That's what popped up. And so there's a message in there for you around that, the fucked up stuff, right? And the opportunity to unfuck it. I would just say, yeah, you are welcome here, right? So just as that comes up into consciousness for you, just say hello to it. We could keep going with it if you care to, but that's enough if you don't, is just to welcome that. Is that enough, or do you want to keep going with it, Terry?
Oh, okay. I said that I thought maybe I shouldn't keep going, but you coined my phrase. Yeah, I guess back to the opportunity. The opportunity really is to do some stuff, and then I think Christina mentioned your bucket list.
No, this is back to you, not to Estelle. So we use we use people's processing. If we do use it, it's always to how does it interact with our own system. So
okay,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. So so I'm inviting you to bring it back to your own system. And in your own system around this is opportunity, right? You can lay things on the coffee table. It's up to whether someone else wants to pick it up. Estelle got to a great place on her own there with her own process. So now for you, so this retirement stuff, it's like, oh, hello, opportunity. So I'm just going to invite you to say to this opportunity, or to say that stuff within you around retirement, and it's arising, right? It's telling you, oh, this is opportunity. So just welcome it. Mm-hmm. So just say, oh, like, hello, thanks for that. Okay, opportunity. And then just see what happens as you meet opportunity. And let's also get the opportunity to unfuck the fucked up stuff. Excuse anybody whose nervous system does get rattled by the words. Okay, but we just meet it all, so I'm meeting it.
Okay.
So meet this, Terry. Just sit with it, meet it as it comes into your field. It's an opportunity to unfuck the fucked up stuff. And you told it, right? You shared that story with others, but I'm going to guess for you too, there's a yes, please to that. Yes, please. I like that. I like that. Unfuck the fucked up stuff. Good idea. Yes, please.
Yeah. Well, good. It's my storyboard time. I'll just say your storyboards are just the best. It's great.
Thank you.
Yeah. The opportunity is to start exploring new adventures and things, and I think sometimes listen to your friends, the people that know you.
Listen to my friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And often they tell you, well, are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? And or can we do this together? That comes up a lot. And that's actually led to the coaching thing is I got told, you should become a coach because you're a real people person. And I listen. That's one of the most important things of any communication process is listening. And you mentioned a system there just a while ago. Every Tuesday we have the FIA has they're called Coffee Tuesdays, and at 7 a.m. we have this Zoom meeting where some other coaches from FIA, Fowler International, get together and we share things. And the moderator asked for people to volunteer, and I said, well, I'll volunteer to talk about something. And she said, what would it be? And I said, well, it'd be systems thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, well, what's that? And I said, well, I'll explain it when we get to it, because a lot of people don't understand that our life is a system and businesses are a system. And sometimes there's a problem with shipping. Well, the problem isn't at shipping because he keeps screwing up. It's someone further back in the production line that's screwing up, and you work your way back in there and you find out that he's screwing up because someone else is screwing up. So the system has some work, and that's so I wanted to talk about that. And our life is like a big system. Like some people affect your life in ways that you don't know. Like, why do I have that attitude? Oh, it's because so and so and so did this. And
so I'm going to slow it down a little bit, and we're just going to meet because all these different layers have come out. And we're just going to. I'm doing inquiry with you. We're doing non-dual, right? So we're meeting everything. So first off, as you met Unfuck the Fucked Up Stuff, there was a yes, please. And then there was something in there about friends, right? So your consciousness is just showing to you like friends, listen to my friends. And they're saying, hey, we want to do stuff together. And they're saying, hey, we're people here. And this coach business kind of merges out of it. So a yes, please to that. Mm-hmm. And then out of coaching comes listening, because so much of it is being present and listening. So just take a moment to welcome listening. Right now you're listening internally, so listening. And then when one listens, the system appears, right? You get to really understand the fuller system. And then consciousness just made a connection for you. You know what, Terry, it's saying, life is like a big system too. It's not just in the organizational and in the work, it's actually life is like that too. And that's a yes, please. That's like pearls of wisdom from consciousness. Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you. So just see as you meet all of that and you slow it down and you listen to it, what unfolds from here? What's the next layer that shows itself? And there's also the mind and intellect. Right now, that's as I'm slowing it down, tracking and watching and observing all this. So give it, it might feel right to give it a kiss, give it a little handshake, a high five, right? The intellect and the mind, all of us have it, thank goodness. Just thank it for doing its thing, because it's just like what we saw with Estelle, right? It likes to figure things out, it likes to give labels to things. And we're in the business of models, right? Like we share with our clients different kinds of models and stuff. So you come loaded up with a lot of those. So deep bow to that. And there's a heart in there, because that mind and that work, that organizational work particularly, it's about helping these systems and people wanting to be of service. Very admirable and noble.
Well, you mentioned the heart. It's a lot of people don't pay attention to your heart and the fact that there's so much energy coming from that area of your body. I mean, it's
Can I just get you to my area? There's so much energy coming from that area of my body.
yes,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's important to pay attention to that. It's
Good.
I think that's a lot of why we're all missing hugs and stuff, because
why I'm missing hugs.
Yeah, I'm okay.
So I'm just getting you out of the general into the
Yes,
owning it yourself.
Yes, own it myself.
So important. What were you saying about the heart? Important.
Well, important to recognize the energy that's in my heart.
Ah, good.
And that energy comes through when I enter the room, when I'm with people. It shows, and of course, when you hug someone, surprisingly, there's energy transfer. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of us don't understand that. Well, maybe we understand it, but it's a big thing that's missing these days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get the hugs in there. And it's a big thing missing nowadays. Agree with that.
Yes. Yeah. So much so.
Not just generally, but also personally.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's really important.
Yes. Good. Really important. It absolutely is.
Yeah. And a lot of people are sort of afraid of that because of COVID, thinking, well, I shouldn't be close to you and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of us, if we're in a bubble and we know we're okay, then it's important to stick with it.
So with this, lots are afraid. Just meet that, because that's a truth.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't like it. There's an aversion. So just agree with it. Agree that I don't like that. I don't like that a lot of them are afraid. I don't like it that it interferes with the ability to hug. So just agree. You're right. I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, no, thank you. Yeah.
Good point. No, thank you for sure.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, you're really applying, right? Take it out of the head and get into the body. And that part of the body that's like here, like hugging, right? It's got its heart, it's got that.
Yes.
It's like, wow, these folks are like not into doing it because of whatever they have going on. And just agree, right? The body's kind of mourning that. Mm-hmm. The heart and the body, the hands, the chest, the arms, right? It doesn't like this. They're afraid.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true. Very true. It's so that my rocks are my two daughters, and we hug, and it's not just like a pretending hug. It's a good hard squeeze hug. It's a real hug. And,
okay, so agree with that, because consciousness is flashing to you the form of your two daughters, and thank goodness that these rocks, as you just called them, they're able to hug, and you're able to get the hugs, and they're real hugs. So just say yes, please. I like that. Yeah,
yeah. And I have a close circle of friends that we're totally comfortable with a good hug, because we know. Oh, good. Yeah, we know we're pretty sort of isolated, so to speak.
Okay, so agree with that. Consciousness is going. There's my two daughters who are my rocks. There's the close circle of friends who can still hug. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure if everyone is in tune with the power of hugs, but a close friend of mine got cancer and was under treatment, and I promised him I would see him at least a minimum 2 times a week to give him as much energy as I could through hugs. And we did. It was just one of those wonderful experiences.
And consciousness is showing you and reminding you about your friend and the power. So thank it for that. What's his first name or initial?
It's Sean. So S.
Okay, so
Yeah.
hello, Sean. You are welcome here, and the power of hugs, and just
Yeah.
the beauty of the two friends being able to hug as Sean goes through that health
Yeah.
situation in his life. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yeah. Fortunately, I haven't had those sort of situations, but far too many people do get serious illnesses, and it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's the the loss of closeness that we've had in the last year because of this whole COVID thing. I think has been hard on a lot of people. I've found ways to overcome it, and I'm okay. But I'll be glad when
Well,
we do.
I would invite you to just own that too. Yes, it's true
Yes.
it's true on the general, but the loss of closeness has been hard on people. So
Mhm.
that's true. And how about hard on me? You figured out how to cope. So you thank goodness there's your two daughters and there's your close friend, but this has been hard on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seeing society do that and having all those other places, like not being able to do it through work, not being able to do it right, people having their aversions, all the different behaviors that go on, right?
Yes.
That's you kind of opened up with it. So just agree with that those parts of you or those aspects that are upset by that, just agree with them. You're right, we don't like it.
Yeah.
It's been hard.
It's great that you say just agree with it, because it's true. I mean, when you go shopping and you have to stand 6 feet apart, and that kind of
When
stuff.
I go shopping,
When I go shopping,
Yep.
we have to stand apart and everything. That's it's just the way it is, and you accept it, and or I accept it. It's just it's the new way we're living right now until this is over.
But
And,
just agree you don't like it. I don't like this 6
Yep.
feet apart business.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
You're right. I don't like it. No, thank you. Yes, I do it, and there's an intellectual and there's an understanding, right, of being part of the societal system or whatever. But the body, right, is not liking it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The heart is not liking it.
And there's a lot of situations where I won't say it's ignored, but it's relaxed a bit. I know I did a lot of shopping at Costco, and
It's funny the places where it's not. Yeah.
well, yeah, usually they're pretty. There's all these silly arrows on the aisles and stuff, and someone's going the wrong way, and but
agree about silly arrows. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. We think they're silly.
it's but there's a point where I've accepted the distance thing, and you just make things work the best that you make them work. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. So agree with that. Make things work the best they can. Make things work the best they can work. Make things work. Yeah. I'm going to get that the best they can work. Just agree with that. Yes, please.
Yes. Yeah. Agree with it. Well, and then I guess in that agree, it's like take it in and find a place in it in your mind and your heart. Think, okay, this is the new way of doing things, and this is the way I'll handle my situation today in this lineup, and as I get my groceries or I get my stuff, and it all works good.
Okay, so just agreeing, I'm just connecting this to your mind and your heart, because you're saying take it into my mind and my heart and make things work the best that they can in this moment, at this point in time with this stuff. So just saying to consciousness, good idea. Thank you. Good idea.
Yeah. And it's going to come back. The person I am is still there. It hasn't disappeared.
I'm still here.
Yeah,
so agree with that. I'm still here. Yep, you're right. Good idea. We like that. I'm still here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all good, I guess.
Let's get that there's a split there. So it's all good. So part of you agrees to that. The I guess doesn't. So it's like, okay, for the part that it's all good, okay, agree with it. But this thing, I guess, just tell it doesn't think it's all good. So
Well,
just agree with it.
yes, let's just agree with that. You're far too intuitive, you know that.
I know.
Saying I guess, and actually when I said it, when you folks, I thought, yeah, why did I say I guess? It's so it's one of those things that you say, I think, why do we say that?
Because
But
there's a part of you that does not think it's all good. And
yes,
it's very understandable. And there's, you know, and we're all in this muck together, but it's very
Yeah.
understandable that there's a part in there that just does not like this, right? I just got the image of
Yeah.
like a little 2-year-old with its arms crossed. And the beauty of a 2-year-old, right? That
yes,
nobody can convince otherwise, right? Like this part is just like, I don't think this is all good.
yeah.
And
No,
so,
you're
you know,
right.
just agree, you know, you're right.
Yeah.
Allow it allow it. This non-duo is all about allowing, right? So
Yes,
you're just going to meet it. You're going to allow it. It's yes and, right? This is a thing with polarities and parts.
Yeah.
There's one part that's into it. There's another that's not. So there's partial truths to both.
Yeah. Good. Good follow on that circle there. It's to embrace the situation, make it the best for me, and take the I guess out.
Well,
So,
how about embrace the part that doesn't like it?
yes. Yeah. Good point.
Try that. Try
Yeah.
that. Try
Yeah.
that. Inside, right? There's that part that's in there that's going, oh, I guess. I mean, this all sounds good and everything. The words, I don't really feel it, but I guess I can be convinced. And so just like, oh, look at you.
Yes.
Look
Yeah.
at you.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and there's an opportunity in that part of changing that.
I'm not
You know,
inviting
so-
you to change it at all. I'm actually inviting you to just accept it as it is.
Oh,
See how you
yeah.
want to change it? Yeah.
That's a good point. Just
So just try
accept
it.
it. Yeah, accept
And,
it as it
and
is.
instead of trying to force it or mold it or get it to go along with what the right words are, even though inside it's like, well, I'm not really, I guess, right? Stop all that. It is what it is. That little part in there is like, well, I'm not quite buying it. So just give it space. Just meet it. Just allow it. Don't try to do anything. Don't try to manage
Yes.
it. Don't try to do the OD consultant whip it into shape, right? Like you know, you've got a dissenter in your group, right? Just what do you do in a group? You allow that. You draw it out, right? So
Very good.
So do the same thing within. Allow it to exist.
Yeah.
Give it its dignity. Give it its honor. It. Everything responds to honor. Honor that part. See what happens when you honor it. What happens when you give it space and you actually honor it? Give it something. What would be something that would be honorable to give it? I don't know if it's flowers or something else. Chocolate. I don't know.
Oh, chocolate.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, and scotch.
Oh, yay. Hey, I like that combo too. Yes, please. So give it some chocolate. Give it some scotch.
Chocolates and some scotch and some flowers.
Yeah. Now see how it responds, right?
There
Instead of
you
you
go.
trying to whip it into shape, you're actually giving it chocolate and scotch and flowers. How does it respond to that?
Yeah, let's see. Is it 11:21? A little too early for the scotch. No, you're really this is great. This is great. Thank you, Christina, for following this little.
Go there though, because I can still see your intellect kind of hovering up there. Go into it and join it with the scotch and the chocolate and see what happens. How does it respond when that's not just a head thing, but it's a heart thing, right?
Yes.
What happens when you meet that part of you and you buddy up to it with scotch and chocolates and allow it to exist? How does you tell me, how's it responding right now as you do that?
Oh, it's fabulous. I'm so glad I jumped in this morning. I was a bit late and I've missed a few of them. But yeah, it was great because I wanted to jump in and just to pass that comment on the shifted thing.
What's happening in your body as you give it scotch?
Well, it's more, well, the scotch is just flavorful and delicious and everything.
Yeah.
And it's symbolic of the peaceful moment.
There we go.
Is what it is. It's symbolic of that peaceful moment. I'm sitting having a nice sip of scotch here, and I've epitronic in here, and there's trees all around, and just eagles and osprey and ravens. I've actually had conversations with ravens, if you can believe it or not.
I can believe it.
Yeah, they're amazing. I had 2 of them in a tree. Sorry, I hope I'm not going on too much.
Well, now you're going to ravens. So we're just going to, out of the peaceful moment now emerges the ravens.
Yeah.
So welcome them. Hello, ravens. You're welcome here.
Yes. They're just,
And the osprey and the ocean and the beauty of where you live. You're welcome here.
yes. So true. Well, it's funny you mentioned the ocean. I have a 32-foot cruising boat in Cowichan Bay, and going down there is amazing. I meet my nurse practitioner daughter down there, and we drink scotch, beer and scotch.
Yes. Excellent. Okay. So, and it's a sailboat, is it?
No, it's a powerboat.
Oh, powerboat. Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
I had a sailboat before, but the powerboat's got way more room, and we can go places further, quicker, easier.
It makes sense. I'm just drawing. That's a bad arm and scotch, but I'll get it in there later. So that's supposed to be his arm and scotch. It's a little disproportionate. Okay.
Oh, that works.
There we go. There's the scotch. Yeah. There's your daughter with scotch. And here's the boat on the water.
Yeah.
And there's the ravens up above.
Awesome.
And just yes, please to that.
Yes, please to that. I am so glad I'm here right now.
Yes, please.
So maybe I will just quickly carry on with the ravens, because they're quite incredible.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
There was 2 of them in a tree up behind me. They were talking to each other, and I started imitating their talk, and they looked at me, and one flew over to another tree across the yard, and he said something, I said something, and the other one said something. and it went back and forth for an hour. It was unbelievable. They're pretty smart.
They're totally smart. When I was burying my little dog in the background, in the backyard, we have property, so it wasn't literally a backyard, but they were there. They attended the funeral. It was amazing. And they come and they're like a symbol. And then on their other side, they like to tease the other dog, right? They swoop up above him, and he's out on the balcony, and they just like kind of swoop in and tease him and swoop away, right? So they love to tease Riley. So ravens are incredibly intelligent. They're amazing. Yes. So we're just meeting ravens and their intelligence and their playfulness and their sacredness. Yes, please.
Well, and the fact that they will actually interact with a human in that sort of conversation thing, and the more I got into it, the more they got into it.
Well, and here's interaction. So I'm just getting that consciousness is sharing with you. There is interaction going on. Yes, there's some funky, weird stuff happening with not being able to have the full interaction with human beings. But what do you know? You're actually having conversations with ravens, right? In the midst of the strange stuff that is happening that's putting a crimp on the other interactions. Yes. Wow, they're happening with ravens. Yes, please.
Yep. So
consciousness reminding you of that. Okay, let's leave it there with that peaceful moment and the scotch and the ravens and the interaction happening, the beauty of where you live. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes. I had a bear in the yard too that did the same thing.
Dialogue? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, all he did was grunt and watch, and it was pretty funny.
Well, so bear medicine's coming in, so just agree with bear. Hello, bear.
Bear medicine, that's right.
They're amazing.
They are
huge. Yeah, we have 3 of them in our neighborhood right now. That will become a bear when I have some time. So just agreeing, consciousness is still interacting with you. Your intellect doesn't fully get what's going on, but that's okay. Your body and your consciousness has it, because it keeps lobbing stuff over. The right brain talks in symbolism, right? The heart. Yes. And so it's lobbing you the sailboat, it's lobbing your daughter, it's lobbing scotch, it's lobbing the circle of friends, it's lobbing the bears. Yes, and just yes to that, right? It's so much connecting with you. There's an interaction happening right now with consciousness as you've been step by step going through this. So just a big bow and honoring of it. Yes, please. We like that.
Yeah, great.
You're in communication. Yeah. Thanks, Terry. I'm going to do a quick save on that. Use the chat if anybody wants to say anything direct to Terry on that piece of work. I'm just going to stop the share and then take a look at where we are time-wise. We go for about 2 hours here, but we can always, if it's done, it's done, right? So that's kind of how it happens. We're at 90 minutes now, an hour and a half in. So is there anything else that's here that's emerged out of these 2 interactions with consciousness that have unfolded through the form of Estelle and the form of Terry? Now what's present or not?
I'll just say thank you for that work. That was thanks.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you.
Well, I guess I'll share or speak up or something.
Yeah.
After Estelle, I was sort of feeling like it helped. I think it helped me process a little bit of my funkiness. Certainly her venturing into retirement made me think about retirement and how I would like to, but it's on my horizon, but it's not imminent. And then, well, in listening to Terry and you process with him, I, like him, I am in awe of your ability and your intuition, and sort of exciting to listen to you do that. And
oh, let's go there.
Let's
do intuition. We're going to meet intuition and excitement. I just have to get my other, do a little move around here so I can see you and get the screen up here at the same time.
And I think, well, there's part of, like, anytime I've worked with you, Christina, it's always like, oh, can Christina's ability help me figure out what, whatever's going on, whatever my next steps are, and while I know it comes from me, it's like, can Christina, it's almost, can Christina tell me what to do? and I know it's not like you would never, it's not you, but you have that ability to pull it out. Or it's that process piece. You allow the process, and I don't think I do that on my own very well. You don't, I want to do like Terry was doing, where you don't do it and all that. So I will try to take on what he was doing, and I will try to say, I don't allow that time to just sit with feelings. And instead I go read another book, or a how-to book, or I go listen to another podcast that will tell me how to meditate, or whatever it is that's coming up at the time, instead of just doing it myself.
So let's meet this, because you've just given such a depth of things. So we'll just slow it down a little bit. And there's a polarity in here. There's the be and do kind of stuff. There's intuition, right brain, and then there's mind. So we're just going to first off start. I always just follow your lead. So, and you're like, ooh, I like this. Oh, here we are again. Here's intuition. This is exciting. I kind of get what's going on. I'm seeing some stuff. Oh yeah, this stuff. So just welcome that. Say, you are welcome here. Oh yeah, I like intuition. I like the excitement of that stuff. So just say, you're right. We like this, hello. Yep. And then instantly what kicked in was, I think, so then the brain came in, the mind, right? And we never make it wrong. I'm very intellectual. I attract a lot of intellectual people, very smart people. So you want to honor it, because it always has a heart. right? So it's like that came in. So here you got a classic polarity, right? Balancing happening. There's the intuition stuff, you know, and then there's that mind stuff. And with mind comes how to, right? You say how to meditate as opposed to being. So that's like over here is being and over here is doing, right? And the all that podcasty kind of stuff. We'll put the podcast in here.
Yeah. The books and the
the
how-tos and the lists and the
Okay, let's get
recipes and
excellent. Yeah.
Yes.
The little checklists. And then the recipe cards, whatever, however, you probably don't do recipe cards anymore, but yeah.
I love all those, yes.
Yeah, okay, good, yes. To do, and books and podcasts. Yeah, so you just bow to all that yummy stuff that the mind and the intellect likes, right? And you've got a healthy aspect of that in you. So just agree. And you also have that sweet kind of like awe feel to it. Like, look at you trying to figure it all out through books.
That's right. There you are again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just being sweet about it. Caught ya. Spot you. And just lots of love, because this likely, as it does for most of us in the Western world, we're trained that way. And that's the way to perform, therefore to be safe, right? To get along, usually in families, get along in the world. So, it's done a good job, right? It's survival. Look at you, right? You've survived. You've got all that. So on your way to down the line with retirement. So good job, mind and intellect and books and recipes and to doing. Good job. And there's this other stuff. Oh yeah, this sitting and being in the now with feelings. The time to actually do that, because all this kind of dominates. That's the usual pattern, right? The usual identity stuff. And so just take a moment to be with, oh yeah, I don't really do this time to sit with my feelings very often. I kind of go to Christina and she helps me do that. Happily, right? Yeah. Draw your own answers out, because when you do, all I do is help you do that. It creates space, right? That's a nice thing about having some coaching and some structure. You buy a couple of sessions, then you get imposed space to do this.
Imposed space, yes. Yeah, that's good.
And I just find out what's there and reflect it back to you, draw it out, right?
Yeah.
Your dog's agreeing with me. Yeah.
Yes. In his dreams, he's dreaming down there. Yeah.
He's tapped in. So we're just meeting all that and we're agreeing. And there's also, I can hear in here too, there's a yes, please. Maybe even a longing for more of this, right? To balance this out a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So let's invite, as we've got this all nice and big here, and we might not want to shrink that down. You may want to, but I'm just going to leave it alone with the size it is now. But I'm actually going to invite this intuition stuff to kind of take up more space. It too might have forgotten that it's consciousness, right? Comes into our bodies and we kind of rearrange things in a certain way. And then we forget that we have the power of consciousness to keep rearranging them if we care to. They don't have to get locked the way they get locked. So just do a to your intuition and that feeling stuff, and just say, hey, just like what happened with Estelle, right? Her mind could rearrange and shift it around. So just see intuition. When do you like to take up more space? Just remind it. It doesn't have to be kind of smaller or kind of contracted. It can actually take up some more space. Maybe even take up as much space as this other stuff.
Yeah, like, what does that look like? What is it? What is it supposed to look like? And what? Yeah, rather than what should it look like? Yeah, what do I want it to look like?
Does anybody know how to take a screen share? I think my computer is going to crash. So if anybody knows how to take a quick screen share, would you mind taking a screen share or what? Not a screen share. What's it called?
Like
A snipe.
yeah, a little snip of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do I know how to do that?
My computer's doing weird things.
I got it, Christina.
Thank you.
Oh, awesome.
Let me get it over here and it might behave just in case. Yeah, it's so funny. I keep trying to draw and it keeps going over and trying to do something on the other screen. So my CPU, I probably am due for a new computer. Let's see, aha, you did it here. Okay. It's this, sorry, this happens when you work this way. Sometimes shit happens. I'm going to go for my other stylus. I don't know what's going on with that stylus. It's so weird. Yeah, it's doing it over here. The styluses just are freaking out. Okay, so funny that I can get it to work this way. I'm just going to see if I can stop the share, if that will help. Give me one sec. Yep, no, it's gone. Okay, so we're just going to go to doing this verbally.
Okay. Just going to go with it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all right.
And I keep moving around here because I have these little cushions that aren't behaving properly. Okay. Okay, so what I was inviting, and it understandably was like, oh, how do we do this, right? We were inviting a different configuration, and it's, how does this work? I can't see it, whatever. So just to that aspect that's a little unsure, right? Consciousness was invited to expand. So just reassure, just say back to it, however you like, whatever your pleasure is. It doesn't have to be the way I told it to do. It may know. So just kind of reassure it. You can do it however you want to do it. And just see how it responds to that.
Frankly, it's freaking out a bit.
Okay. Yeah. Understandably, because it's like, what?
What?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
No.
So just do a come here. It's okay. Come here. My guess, I think we're dealing with an orphan. So there's a little younger you that for whatever reason, this intuition stuff was not allowed, or it was scary, or whatever it might be, right? Could be a whole bunch of things. I know when I was a kid, I've always been intuitive. I was certainly not in a family who understood any of that stuff. And it kind of freaked me out at times how, now I come to understand, I was just an empath. Not that there's a just about it, but sometimes little kids, they don't get that feedback. So you can now give it the feedback. You can just kind of comfort it, whether this is a younger part or somewhere else in your being, that it was uncomfortable or frightening to go intuition wise. Some people even have past life stuff. I've had a whole lot of that where it did not go nicely with intuition in previous experiences, and it made me quite nervous. In fact, a lot of this stuff going on in the world right now I've had to do a lot of orphan rescue with things in my nervous system to go, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen what happened last time. It's okay. So that might be all weird, too weird.
Yeah.
But whatever lands for you, you don't even have to understand what it is. Just bring it close. Come here. We're here. It's okay. You got the power of the satsang here, power of all of us that can help empower you to just comfort whatever the heck is that's uncomfortable with this thought of intuition expanding a little bit more.
Yeah, I can see it. I think in that I can see the little girl. Yeah, and I don't know how much you want me to share or talk about what I'm seeing, but
go for it.
I can see where like my mom wouldn't go for this kind of stuff, and I'm sort of picturing a 5-year-old, 4, 5, 6-year-old, which is when my dad left, and he's probably more of the intuition type, and probably would have fostered this more, but that's part of the reason the two of them split. So I can sort of see that, 5, 6-year-old.
Perfect. Consciousness, consciousness is so on it. And so of course, this totally makes sense. So this is orphan rescue. So adult consciousness you is just going to bring her close. And then what would you say to her? Because mom, understandably, because that's not her thing, and dad's not there to mirror you. Now you get to mirror her. So what is the message you want to say to her as you kind of come in there and, hey, I'm your future self, and hey, sweetie, I got a new message for you. What's your new message to her?
Sort of go with it. I'm seeing color more. Use all the primary colors. However, bright and bold and happy, and it just popped in. You can be an Aries.
Okay. Are you an Aries?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good thing. Good thing. You can be one. You're you're allowable the way you are.
Exactly. It's always, I read things about Aries and I'm like, well, that's not me. That's not me. They're bold and bright and confident, and it's like, no, that's not me.
Okay, so you're just telling her, honey, we're in Aries. It's okay.
Yeah.
And use all the primary colors, bright and bold and happy. Yes, please. How is she responding as you're saying this stuff?
She's not completely convinced.
Sure. Yeah, understandable. Anything else, and make that allowable. It's okay, honey. This is going to take some time.
Yeah, because she wants to.
The remothering processes take some time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So she's worried about fitting in.
Yeah.
Very wise.
Yeah.
It can be very wise to fit in. And so just reassure her that, you can fit in here too, because there's a lot of people who are like this. Yeah. And so maybe it might not be the ones that you're with right now. But there's plenty of people in the world, dad included, right, who have more of a heart or right brain sensibility, whatever label you want to put on it, that might be different from how mom was.
Yeah.
Not making mom wrong. There's probably plenty of reasons why, if we poked in there, why mom is the way she is, and that was a smart coping mechanism. But you're made out of both your parents. And so thankfully you got all the mom stuff, as we saw up on that, the mind, right? That's right. And so, and you also have this intuition stuff, and it's okay. Just saying to her, it's okay for it to come out more. It's okay. Yeah. I'm here. And yes, it might be a little weird for some people, but there's a lot of other people where they totally get it. And they too use lots of primary colors. They're bright and bold and confident.
Right. Yeah.
How is she doing?
She likes it.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, good. That's probably all we need to do. So
that's awesome. Yeah.
Set her up with some art supplies and some colors, right? And a safe place that she can color outside the lines, right? Yes. Get her some big mural paper where there's plenty of space. Yeah. And so as you're beautiful, and so just that now we go back to that, yes, more please, more intuition, more creativity. Now the orphan's objection is not out of the way, but has been brought up into the light of day here, and then just see what's here. Is that I'm able to stretch out a little more, that intuition area, to counter some of that mind stuff. Balance, not counter.
Yeah, and still not clear what it needs to look like, but it's reminding me that when I've sat in meditation, this has come up before, that I need to go get my paints out, and I never have. but you just saying the big mural and the painting outside the lines that's what I sort of picture doing with the big paper that I've got because of the graphic recording that I haven't used in months.
You can use it for lots of stuff.
Yeah. That I should just get some up on the wall and see
Okay,
what
great.
happens.
Yeah, so consciousness has just been going, because it doesn't talk in words, it talks in symbols and memories and stuff. So it's like, when we meditate, boom, that's what comes up.
Yeah.
So just thank it. You're right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's underlying what I'm saying, and which is all based on what you're saying, right? What it's communicating with us.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And as you meet that, just see what happens as you agree with that. Good idea. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Dog agrees again.
Yes.
Good. Right on cue.
Okay.
Dogs are very right brain. They're very tapped in.
Yeah.
Now, what do you notice?
Well, I feel like I'm a little stuck at the paper.
Yep. Well, let's welcome stuckness, right? Because that often happens. I work with a lot of people with paper and digital and all this stuff that is connected with the skills, right? So just agree and just welcome stuckness instead of ignoring it or whatever it might be, right? Just come into the vicinity of stuckness and just do a little hello, you're welcome here. Everything likes honoring, everything likes respect. So respecting the stuckness, just seeing as you come in its periphery, does anything happen as you do this as opposed to what you habitually do with stuckness?
Yeah, I think I need to get at the paper. Like I need to actually do it and see and being reminded that I don't have to fix the stuckness.
Yeah.
And that once I get to the paper, it doesn't matter what happens or doesn't happen.
Yep.
That I don't make some beautiful picture, or that if I just create brown because I mix all the colors. That's
totally okay.
Too. Yeah.
That's the big yes please to that. Very wise. Taking the pressure off. It's okay to muck around. It's okay to just do whatever. It doesn't have to be so much of that mind stuff was probably connected with performance, right? So it's like it doesn't have to perform. It doesn't have to instantly have results. It doesn't have to be productive. It doesn't have to lend to money or to kudos or awards.
That's what the 6-year-old is saying, that but I thought it had to be perfect, or I thought it had to look like a house. I thought it had to look like a flower. Okay,
good. So there's more of that comforting of her. And what do you say in response to that? No, sweetie, it doesn't have to be perfect.
It can just
it can just what?
It can be whatever. It can
good.
Just
Good.
Yeah.
We welcome anything. Yeah, it's the creative process, right?
Yeah.
How she respond to that?
She wants to try.
Oh, yay. Yes, please.
Yeah.
That helped to remove that tied to performance.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Yes, please. And it being fun and exploring, right? I always find it's like this, like what we're doing here too with the process pop-ups. I love the spontaneity of it because it shows itself, right? I can't make it happen. So same thing when you go in there with the art, just see what's there or not there. Yeah. Okay. Just see if there's anything else that consciousness wants to lob over to you. It's been doing beautifully. Just do thank yous to it all. And like with Terry, offer it something. It might not be scotch. I don't know what it is. You tell me, is it scotch? Is it chocolate? What do you want to offer this delicious consciousness that's been interacting with you? And inviting this
Consciousness.
expansion of intuition, creativity.
Paper and pens, paper and
Mhm.
color. Yeah.
Mhm. Yes.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
giving it materials.
Yeah.
Yeah. The form that it can play with. It can come
Express and
through.
play and yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, please to express. Yes, please to play. Yes, please to materials. That's why they call it the medium, right? What's your
Right, the
medium,
medium,
right? Because
yeah.
it's like channeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
The medium it
The
comes through, the
medium.
materials it comes through. Yeah. From
Yeah.
formlessness into form. Pokes through from that other side, pokes
Yeah.
through from the unconscious. So lots of yes, please, and lots of paper and pen, right? You're just giving it lots of materials. Here you go. Here you go.
Yeah.
Feeding it fuel. How's it responding?
It likes it. It's not, it's not completely convinced it can use it, but
Okay, fair enough.
But
Yes,
that's- yeah,
but
yeah.
that's to be continued, right? That's an
Yeah.
experiential thing. But
Yeah.
the fact that it likes it, that's something. So yes, please. Oh, it likes it, Mikey. It likes it. He likes it. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And just see as you're meeting. I think we're there, but see if there's anything else that you get from consciousness. Anything else that comes. Anything that gets lobbed over from the right brain or the heart, the body, the belly.
Not really. I think I want to share this with my daughter. It's
That's
just
nice.
yeah.
Share what's happening for you, or is that that allowance or whatever for her?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's allowance. I think I'm sort of thinking she's graduating. I want to give her a gift. I think I want to give her the gift of sessions with Christina. I think just yeah, for her to have an experience, whatever experience. I wanted to say like this, but it would be whatever her experience is. But,
Yeah, wow, that'd be an
Yeah.
honor. Yeah. Okay, so just that sweetness of wanting to gift graduating daughter, right? Like how nice is that, right? So the mother's love and the mother's support of whatever wants to unfold from her, right? Like I've been saying, this isn't magic me. I'm a good space holder for sure, no doubt about that. I can own that. But you know, it comes out of the people I work with. So just as it comes from you, it will come what needs to be authentic and emerge from her. I get my cues from her, just like I get my cues from you. Yes, please. Yes, please to all of that. What an honor to be able to work with mother and daughter. There's quite a few parents and children I've been able to work with. It always has to come from the child has to be okay, whether they're a teen or a grown child. But if they're okay, then I'm in. Yeah. If they'd like to do it, whatever it might be out of my many things. Yeah. Okay, just see that might be it, but just see if there's anything else. Yeah. And you just do lots of bows, you know, as this aspect of yourself has been interacting with you, just a little, you know, thanks, nods, bows, hugs, kisses, because it's shown up for you. And that's been something that's been kind of suppressed would be the easy word, right? It was like a no for understandable reasons. So how nice that it's been given some more room. Maybe that's a place we could say, like, keep stretching out, keep expanding, right? That there's that permission to take up more room.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just inviting that unfolding. How does it respond to that thought of, oh, you've done well here because you've been working out some of the kinks that make it safer to kind of expand, right? And allowable to expand. So we're just going to tell it, you can keep on going if you like. Claim as much space as you like. Stretch out, lie down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stand up. Yeah. It'll know how it wants to move.
Yeah, and she wants to, like, I want to go get the paper, and then just do it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
See what
Yeah.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah, you got that desire, that longing,
Yeah.
that momentum is there, that input energy.
Yeah.
Okay, super
Momentum
cool.
is good. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, bummer my digital tablet did its thing.
Yeah.
But I took little notes on my sticky note paper here.
Okay.
So once, hopefully I haven't lost this. Sometimes it comes back. So if it comes back again, and I've got
Christina, this is Estelle. Do you want me to email that to you?
if you could, that's exactly what
Absolutely.
I was going to ask.
No problem.
I was going to say, try to put it in chat, but I may not be able to get in there to chat to get it. So if you can email it to me, that's perfect.
Thanks,
Okay.
Estelle. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so we're going to conclude. Let's just do a quick, like, one word kind of checkout. Thank you, everybody who was holding space. That's an important role here too. If you weren't doing process work today, 3 people here were doing process work, and 3 others, Lisa was here for a bit, were kind of holding space, and there might have been parallel processing that was happening through your own system too. But let's just do a quick checkout, and I'll conclude with what next steps are from here. Jill, anything to say to complete?
Graduated daughter. That felt great.
Let's go to Terry. Terry, any closing comments, closing quote?
Just thank you. It was great. I'm glad I'm back.
Welcome
noticed
back.
I'm often the only man that comes on these sessions, and interesting, but I like it. Thank you very much.
There's other men who come too, but usually it's one who comes. Yeah.
Oh,
I think the record has been 3.
oh, okay.
So
Well,
keep coming, and hopefully they'll keep coming, and you'll see each other. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone else on when I'm on, but
Yeah.
But thank you. They're great sessions. You're pretty terrific.
Oh, thank you, Terry. Right
Thanks.
back at you. Estelle.
I'm feeling peaceful.
Nice.
Yep.
Denise.
One word.
Or a phrase. How's the highly charged?
First responders, bear medicine, and Raven.
Okay, they landed. Yay. Thanks, Denise. Super cool. Karen, anything you want to say to conclude?
I think I went from funky to a little excited.
Yay. Excellent. Some creative momentum in the works. I can feel that impulse to move out and do. Cool. Okay, that's who we were today. It's different every time. So whatever the number of the process pop-up this is, that's what happened at this number. It's fun for me to do them because different people drop by. It's a different amalgamation each time. And then what shows up in the container is different every time too. So that's who we were today in June 7th, 2021. These are recorded. You've seen the recordings. They go up onto the YouTube, and they're on my website as well. I do a little summary. You're on the process pop-up list. So you'll receive also an email with them. If you use things like Gmail or anything that has promotion folders or various things, check. If you're not getting these emails, they're probably ending up in a promotion folder or something. So you'll find it as you poke around your filters in Gmail. I just use my intuition about when they are scheduled. So after this, I will write my summary of it, clean up the maps a little bit, and I take a look at the calendar about when it fits in to do another one. I try to mix up the days and the times because I have people from different time zones and things. So that will, when the maps are shared, the next process pop up. And you can also find it on the website as well. There's up the top of the website, shiftitcoach.com. There's a tab that says free 2021 support or something, and you'll find the process pop-up page on there. I also do free one-to-ones. There's a one-time opportunity if you want to do a one-to-one with me and you're okay with it being recorded. I do those as well. And those find their way to the YouTube. You can do it with your first name, true first name, or a made up name, camera on, camera off, whatever is comfortable for you. But they're I think up to doing 50 of those so far. And they're remarkable too, to have a little more time to work one-to-one with the person. So that's an opportunity you can take advantage of if you'd like to. What's around the pike right now for me with Shift It Coach? I'm wrapping up my spring session, right? January to June is the biggest season for me, semester, if you will, for my Shift It school. And so I'm just concluding a couple of the courses. The visual coach cohort is continuing along. Jill's in that. There's a next one coming in the fall. I'm doing 2 of them a year now. So there's the fall 2021 visual coach certification starts in September. There's 2 prerequisites, going through Shift It, and then also having something with fundamental visual skills, whether you did that with me or you did that somewhere else in the field. I do have home study kits for both those prerequisites. And I'm about to put up, there's 2, in addition to the visual coach certification in the fall, I'm doing that. I will have a Shift It online live. It'll be 3 days in August. I don't have the dates in front of me, but I'm working with my team to get that up onto the website. And I will be doing as well a visual song. And I've run those this full year, and they're coming to a wrap. We're actually on an extended one right now. So I will have an opportunity for a new song that's forming. That's what we're doing here, but it's private. So, and it'll be, I think it's 15 sessions long. So you'll be in a private group with a set group of people, and you really get to do a lot of your own work and have the blessing of being able to witness other people doing their own inner work, which often is very informative as well. A lot of parallel processing going on. They're really incredible, the songs. So think about what's going on here, right? But much more extended. That will be up on the website soon enough here. We're doing a lot of back-end changes on my website, new shopping cart, new email system. So my team's working out all those bugs. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll have that done. And those 3 courses for the fall will be up on the site. I'm keeping the fall relatively not quiet, I guess manageable. I'm not doing so many courses because I need some time for me too. And there's a lot that's been shifting in the field with graphic facilitation as well. So I'm kind of finding my way as our world continues to turn, right? What this means for my practice and what's continuing to unfold. So I'm consciously keeping the fall a little less complicated so I can leave space and just reduce a little, because this year's kind of taken some stuff out of me. Yeah. So, and I take the month of August off too. So that's nice. Once we get these site changes and stuff, I'll have August. I just got a garden in the backyard ready to go. So it's a nice counter to all the computer work, right? To have the garden and the outdoorsy stuff going on. And of course, my new little doggy, he's in my life, lots of walks. So it's a nice balance. I live in a beautiful part of the world, just like Terry does. So nice to be out walking the ocean and walking the trees and walking the land. As much as I enjoy doing the Zoom, I need to balance it. And my life is all Zoom now, no in person. I will be hopefully looking forward to that. I have anaphylactic and immune issues. I can't take the vaccinations. So we'll see what happens in terms of if there's really going to be ostracization of non-vaxxed people. If so, I'm going to continue to be here, hopefully in my studio, running Zoom courses or doing it from my home, depending on what unfolds here. But I'm hoping we'll have some reasonableness and won't go that route. So we'll see what unfolds in the world here. Okay, take good care, everybody, and see you when I next see you. Thank you for coming today. Honored to hold space and play with what emerged. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Christina.
Yes. Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Take good care. Bye.
Bye-bye.